Hey, welcome to Cute Things by Rebecca. I am Rebecca, and today we are just going to be making something cute, something that I have similar, but changed it up just a little bit. We're going to make a notebook cover, but we're going to do it for notepads. So if you're into the paper crafting scene right now, making your own notepads, this little design is going to give your notepads the added touch. Look how cute. Anyways, so not only doing it for the homemade notepads, because these sizes, you will not be able to pick these up in the store. So, but we are making one that will fit a spiral notebook, okay? So we're going to make that today, and this is just going to be able to slip in this little top pocket piece and have it folded over. So let's get started and make a notebook cover for this size pad. This is a 3x5 pad that you can get at most stores. So the supplies you'll need are your main front vinyl, your inside vinyl, and I do recommend using a vinyl or a thin canvas. If you want to add the pen, grab some fold over elastic. There are placement steps on this pattern if you wanted to add fold over elastic on the edges to where your pen can go on there and hold it closed. You don't have to do that. If you don't want to, you can add fold over elastic to the top and the bottom and keep your foot out of the way when you're stitching it. That's all up to you, but I made it with the little tabs to hold the pen. Or you don't have to do it at all. You don't have to have it closed. So that's what you'll need. Cute little pen if you want it, a straight blade, and a ruler to help cut your slice. So let's get started. I have hoop tearaway. You can use cutaway. You can use whatever you want. That's all up to you. So the first step on the machine is a placement step, and then we have a placement steps for the fold over elastic. So I'm going to run the first 2 steps. I will be right back. Okay, so we have the placement steps on there for the outline and the placements for the fold over elastic. Now what you want to do, you can add the fold over elastic now or after this next 2 steps. I'm going to use it the next 2 steps. So what makes this notebook cover different than the other ones? Well, usually the other ones we start off with, we put our outside on and then run the design. For this design, you want to put your inside fabric on first. So grab your lining piece. I'm using thin canvas sparkle vinyl, and that's what I want for the center of my notebook. So the inside of the book is what we're doing right now. The next 2 steps are going to make stitch boxes up on top here and down the side. Go ahead and run those 2 steps. If you want the little pocket here, you can add a pocket on the very end. I made an extra step so you could do that, but I'm gonna do it with the pocket right here because it makes a nice little pocket. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our stitch lines for our pockets. So now what you want to do is grab your straight blade and your ruler and just slice the inside of that stitch line. I just like to center it up and then slice it. This blade is old. I don't know how well it's going to do. I need to change it. I just need to buy a new one. So you might need to do that a couple of times to make sure it goes all the way through. Let's see, did it? It did. And do the same for the other side. Now these are 2 separate steps, so if you wanted to do that one and not this one, easy to do. You don't have to, it's just 2 different steps on the machine. So whatever you want to do. I want to do this pocket. I think this little pocket's handy. I like it because you can put your little business cards in there or you know, whatever, and they won't fall out. Okay, all the way through. So now that that is done, go ahead and turn to the back. And I'm going to add my fold over elastic now. Grab some tape. And you can see where the placements are. Not as well as you can on the front, but I didn't want it to shift. So while I was stitching the other things, so I'm going to do it now. Make sure the loop is on the outside of your project here. You can put them anywhere you want. This is just where I think is a good spot for it. This fold over elastic is cut at 2 inches, so I just have it folded over in half. And I'm kind of eyeballing it for the size of this pin. You know, I'm looking here. So just kind of eyeball it. I should put the tape on the outside of the project, instead of on the inside. There we go. You can do it however you want. And then grab your outside. This is your outside fabric and place it over the entire design. Look at Chromie, isn't she cute? And then run that next step. I will be right back. Okay, so we have everything tacked together now. The next 2 steps on the machine are optional. The next step is the spine. So it's going to stitch these, which I think comes in handy, but you don't have to run that if you don't want to. And then the very last step is just going to run it all the way around again, and you can add your pocket if you want. I'm not going to add a pocket, but you could put this up here. Oh, this piece isn't long enough, but you get the idea. You could put this up here and here and then run it again, and you would have another slip pocket. You know what? I might just do that to see how that works out for that last step. So never mind. I'm going to run the next 2 steps. I'm going to run the spine, and I did the spine separate. So you can choose to add that pocket, but the spine is there to help you line up the center of how big your pocket wants to be. That's how I've always done my notebook covers. Because I like to be able to see where that center point is. So I'm going to go ahead and run that next step, and then we're going to try a pocket, an additional pocket. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we ran the spine right there. Now we're going to try to add that little pocket on. I cut a 2-inch strip, which I think is plenty if I want to do a pocket, and I'll just place it up here. And secure it with tape. Now the design is going to go around, so be sure to make sure your pocket won't catch the foot. So you can just put a piece of tape there at the edges. Tape comes off real easy. So, but we don't want your foot getting caught under there, so be mindful of that if you do this pocket. Go ahead and run the next step. It's just going to stitch all the way around the whole thing. Oh, and I wanted to mention something, and I'll put it in the directions right early on. Since we are doing the inside of our project on the top of our hoop, that thread's going to be real pretty. So the back side of your hoop is going to have your main fabric. If you're using white bobbin or black bobbin or something, it might not look as pretty, so you might want to add matching thread to your bobbin, as the same as the top, or whatever color you want, because I have the white bobbin. It's not a big deal, but it's not as pretty or defined as what it always is on the top. So choose your bobbin carefully. Anyways, I will put that in the written instructions early on. So I'm going to go ahead and run that next step. I'll be right back. Okay, so there we have it. We're all finished. I'm just going to remove from the hoop. I'm going to clean up the stabilizer and trim. And when I'm trimming, I'm going to be careful not to cut my fold over elastic. So be mindful of that, where that's at. And I will be right back. And hopefully this size works good for this memo book. It's a test size. And sometimes I have to adjust my sizing just a little bit. But hopefully this one's good to go. But either way, this is the video we're using if it works or if it doesn't work. Anyways, I will be right back. Okay, so everything is trimmed and ready to test out our little notepad holder. So I know it fits this way. So there, look, it fits. I will probably, when we have room, move the slice down just a tad bit because of this. The spirally part is not, it's right up there. So I'll probably move that down just about 1/4 of an inch, and I think it'll be perfect. But look how cute. You can add, here, let me find some stickers. Okay, some stickers in there. I don't know, I'm going to stick a piece of vinyl in there because I don't have anything over here. Where's all my goodies? Okay, so my little goat stickers, I'm going to throw in there. Stickers there. Anyways, a couple of little pockets if you wanted to use pockets like that. And then just put weave your pen through those elastics. And voila, now it stays closed. Look, cute. So those are for the spiral notepads or your own personal homemade notepads. See, I've made all kinds of them because they're fun. I just like them. Something different to do. Make wonderful gifts for Christmas, and you can have matchy things. So if you're curious of what paper making notepad looks like, hold on. That's my little station right over there. Just my cutter, my presser, some glue. I've got one making right now. Let me go grab it. Oh, it's way over here. But anyways, cute little notepad. It's super easy to make. Just print, you cut, and you glue. And we have it. Cute. Anyways, I hope you like these. They're really nice for the spiral notebooks and other things. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I rambled on. I just get all excited about these cute little things. Thinking gifts in my head. Matching gifts too. So thank you so much for watching.